Hello folks, so this is gonna be a quick impressions video on my new guitar. I have had it for a couple of days, so these are my initial thoughts on it. I'll go over the spec real fast first. So the woods are roasted maple neck, roasted back limba, that also can be called Corina, and I would use that name if I was in the marketing department of that, just because of the legendary status of Corina. It has a traditional 3-saddle telly bridge, but this is like quite nicely shaped. You can see there's like a comfort thing here, so it doesn't poke your hand when you have it. The pickups are Tone Rider. They make excellent pickups. They are a lot cheaper than the more established manufacturers, and that is probably one of the reasons why this guitar is quite affordable even for an Eastman. This is $8.99 retail, I think. I paid a bit less because I found a deal, but let's move on fast. Yeah, it has an anodized metal pickguard, volume, tone, tone, 3-way switch, and that's it pretty much for the electronics. It has a 12-inch radius and Jescar frets. I think these are OEM vintage style tuners. They don't have like the hole for the string to go through, so these are quite weird in that way, because they are really vintage, because they have the like no nut here, so those are like the bushings that they use here. So if you want to change these, make sure you have the vintage style. So I think the modern style have 10mm holes, so I think these are gonna be 8. So if you want the modern style ones, you need to ream those holes out. This is also quite nicely done. You usually don't see like a pearloid inlay on a maple headstock because it really does not stand out that much, but I think it looks quite nice. It's also 2-tiered here. There's like an insert on top that makes it a bit more 3D on the headstock. Also, it's a tilt back headstock, so there's slight angle. You don't need the like string retainers, which lets you have the truss rod adjustment here and not move it out of the way inside the guitar. And this is way easier to use. You don't need an ugly cover for this. So those are the specs really fast. So review wise or impressions wise, the quality control on this guitar is flawless. I have found nothing wrong with it. It also like came with a little bit of a surprise. The neck is quite nicely figured. As you can see, there's some flame on it, and this is not like an official spec, so you might get lucky like I did, or you might not even like this, because some people hate everything fancy because they are the hardcore fans who think guitars are tools. You don't need your tools to be pretty. Anyways, I forgot to talk about what makes it special. This is the Fullertone neck attachment system, and it's really interesting, and I think this is the one thing that sells this guitar to like anyone if you go through it really precisely. So I'm gonna talk about it for a while. This is gonna be a long video. So as you can see, this is not a traditional neck pocket. The neck is really well fit to the body and attached by these 2 bolts. And as you can see, the 4-bolt system would attach here, but this is all the way over here. These are like machined bolts, and they have inserts on the other side of the body. If you want to see it deconstructed, I might do it in a later video, but Phil McKnight on YouTube already like tore down this system, and there you can see how it is looking when it's out of the body. But as you could see, the bolt attaches around here, all the way around here. So the neck goes through all the way around here. So there is a lot of contact with the body. And I would even go as far as saying that you could not do this guitar before CNC machines, or someone who would try it would lose their mind, because these tolerances that you need to have around here and for the neck to make perfect contact to the body. You can see it like Fender necks. These days they have made them for around 75 years and they still mess up the neck pocket even when it's a square one. And this is just simply amazing how tight tolerances you need to have the bridge, the neck contact the body like this and have it attached with 2 bolts. And I'm simply astonished by this. This is like working with metal. You need such tight tolerances. So I'm actually really interested how it will hold up, because move might wood, move might move. And I think that's why the body is roasted, to limit the movement of the body's wood and the neck's wood. But we shall see. At least now it really makes the guitar resonant. It kind of feels like a best of both worlds situation, because you get the snappiness of a bolt-on, but you get the resonance here of the set neck construction. So it really is quite special, I think. But overall, for sound, that does not make a difference. This makes a difference. The mic you use makes a difference. The plugins you use makes a difference. This is for the player. This feels different to you. So what else I would say? This is kind of like a super telly. They take all the important part of the telly, like the bridge setup. I talked about it in an early video. This makes a difference. This is what makes a telly. Even though this is a noiseless stacked single coil, it still sounds like a telly. But all the bad sides of the telly have been thought of. You get a comfort car for your arm, comfort car for your tummy, and anyways, the shape is a lot more ergonomic. So I would say this is one of the most thought out guitars I have tried in a while. And that's like my conclusion. No problems quality control wise, really well thought out, really well made. So I would definitely say try this guitar if you find one on a shelf. The only downside is if you like thin necks, you should try this before you buy it, because this neck is quite substantial. I really like the feeling, but if you like to have your necks thin, this might not be the neck shape for you. Otherwise, 100% try it out. If you like it, buy it. Thanks for watching.